I'm going to be making today a Yuki Usagi, which is a Japanese snow rabbit. And it's a rabbit made out of snow, non-actual animal rabbit this time. But we'll be making it out of wool, of course, rather than snow. I've got my 38 gauge needle out here. We're not doing 36 because I'm using the wool as a finishing. And we're going to make this guy small. He's going to be a small little guy. So let's see. I don't have all the green in the world. I only have this little baggie of green and this little baggie of red. Christmas colors. But let's see if I can make something nice and appealing. With the amount of wool that I have. I was thinking of making them rather small. So fit in your palm kind of small. Rolling up as tightly as I can because I'll reduce the work that I have to do poking. I think maybe a little bigger. Yeah, this is a good size. Let's get this cut. And I need my PPE equipped. My hair and my face this time around. My hair is drying because I just took a shower. I can't tie it up. Let me try putting more needles actually, instead of going the slow way like I usually do. I saw a video of someone using more needles for their initial stuff, but I usually shy away from that because more needles means more force. Do I have that kind of energy? I'm not sure. We'll see today. This is also rather small. We'll see if using 3 needles is too much. All right. Immediately poked my PP. Let's get the focus calming down. Okay. Looks like for the initial, poked myself again. It looks like for the initial matting down, it works. Yeah, it definitely works for the initial matting down. But to get it nice and even, I think I'll switch to going with one needle. Since the aim, you can't really aim very well with 3 needles. Or you can, but I'm more used to one needle is the thing. Trying to get all the fibers matted down. I think now's a good time to switch back to one needle because I just keep matting down the sections that already are matted down while the peaks are untouched. That's enough of 3 needles. It did its job. Yeah, it's much better. Much more control. Of course, a lot more tedious because you have to do more pokes than with 3 needles. I'm cleaning up the peaks, making everything as nice and uniform as possible. Switch sides. Oh yeah, I didn't show you guys what I have completed. Or you did see the process, but you haven't seen everything all together. Here's all the mugs and the needle felts. All together. You have the Ice Kirby, Gengar, with the Gengar and Cleffa mug. We have Coco, the Chiweenie. We have the White Duck. We have Hashiware with the Chikawa and Hashiware mug. And we have Chikawa with also the Chikawa and Hashiware mug. And yeah, turned out pretty well. I'm really happy about that. And I got them all packed away and ready to be given. They're in their gift bags. Each cousin and partner gets 1 gift bag. So that's 3 gift bags total. Everyone is ready to receive their gift on Christmas. So I don't have to think about Christmas gifts anymore. This is getting matted down pretty nicely. I have a nice little lump going on. I think I'll try and make this one a little thicker by going vertical. That worked out. Now I have a nice bean with one end being smaller than the other. I could use a little bit more refinement. So I'm going to make the small end a little bit smaller. Just going to rotate around as I stab at that. This cone, or I'm stabbing in a cone shape, I guess, where I'm focusing more at the corner. And nice and complete. I accidentally made a crevice. I poked and then I got caught in the wool. I poked again. So it ended up poking twice in the same spot. So I'm going to just even out around it so that the crevice doesn't show. Right, we have our base. I think they look pretty nice. Pretty firm, not too firm. I'm just squishing them to make a flat side. And I'm going to felt the flat side just a little bit to cement that in. There we go. And we have a little base. Little base bunny. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the eyes first. I've got my red here. I'm going to take just a little bit off the end. It's a little bit more than I was intending. That's okay. You just split that in half. That looks about right. Roll it in my hand. Roll the other one. Hi, Billy Cool. Long time no see. How's it going? I'm making a little Yuki Usagi over here. Currently putting the berries as the eyes. Thinking I want the eyes over here. Oh, let me get my 40 gauge needle for that. Enjoying the weekend? That's nice. We love to enjoy weekends. What day is today, actually? Oh, today's Saturday. Huh. Okay, we've got one little eye. And try and get the other one symmetrical. Okay. I think I like the look of the bigger eye actually. So I think I'm going to make the smaller eye a little bigger. Add a little bit more wool to that. I did fail to make it symmetrical, but that's okay. Because now we get to see that the big one looks nicer. Something, something, mistakes work out, you know? Yesterday I was loom knitting some loom animals. I posted them on the creator corner in the Discord. I have all the borders secured. I'm just going to hook in the eye in the center. I have a little bit of wool that's just refusing to go down. See if I can twirl it in. Yep, that's better. Sculpt this face a little bit. Because one of the sides is a little sunken compared to the other side. Using the 40 gauge needle will do that because it will create a cleaner look in the end compared to the 38 gauge needle. Alright, and I see there's like a tiny blue fiber stuck in there. Let me see if I can pick that out. Yep, got it, no problem. Here we got two little red eyes. Let's just make them a little bit more symmetrical. Very carefully poking inward from the borders so that I can make it a little bit smaller. And that works. Now I'm just going to poke in the center, get it more flat. I'm going to sculpt the body a little bit, since sculpting the face left the body a little lopsided. Okay, that's enough of the red for sure. I'm going to pack the red back in. Looks like the eye needs to move a little bit. Yeah. Okay, better. Sculpting this side of the face. Oh, thanks for the follow, Bunny Collector. What a coincidence, I'm making a bunny right now. I plan on making a bunny next time too. A s'mores bunny. So that'll be a little bit more intensive of a project than this one. But I do still plan on making them small, so it shouldn't take too long to make. Now we're going to make the ears. This will be a very short stream. The bunny is very simple this time around. What do I want to do? I think I want to split this in half. Then fold it. How big do I want the ears to be? That's a little too big. So I think I'll fold it in thirds. And fold it in half. That's better. Take my 38 gauge needle, hook it down, I'm going to do the same to the other one before I forget. Fold it into thirds, and fold it in half. I got 2 ears started. Just need to make them thin now. That's pretty thin. That looks thin enough. So I'm going to just make the ends pointier so that they more resemble a leaf. Trying to get the sculpting nice and even. And not be off camera. Okay, now let's make the other end pointier. And I'm rotating it so I can get a nice even point. All right. I wonder which end I want to use, the pointier one or the blunter one to stick in. I think the pointier one and then blunt one at the end. Yeah, that looks nice. Let's get the other ear made. Just need to sculpt it a little bit while I'm poking and folding it in to make it thinner. I'm trying to poke deep, but not too deep that it creates wool coming out, poking out from the other side. Which I have a habit of doing, is poking too deep. Right. Maybe a little bit thinner. Okay, let's work on the points now. I'm holding it down and poking at it, rotating it. I've got a point. Now I'm going to work on the point on the other side. So I got the blunt point done. I need to do the other one. Work on it just a little bit more. Now we're going to sculpt it so that the leaf leads into the point instead of just suddenly going pointy. Rotating it around. Right. We got 2 leaves. Now I'm going to take the 40-gauge needle and I'm going to attach them. Maybe this one could stand to be a little pointier. Let me do that before I attach it. Okay. That's what it's going to look like. Let's get them attached. Nice and orderly manner. Or as orderly as needle felting can be, which I would not say is a very orderly thing. Sculpting the ears just a little bit. shallow poking, so I don't poke all the way through. I just want it to look like it's attached, you know? See, if I lift this up, it lifts up. I just want it to look like it's attached, be curved, and it lifts up just slightly over the body. I'll work on my symmetry just a little bit, at least. Okay. Think just need to sculpt the body a little bit. The back of the body hasn't gotten much sculpting, but I'd say it's almost complete. Little red fiber leaking out a little bit. And twirl and tuck. See, there's a little peak on the face. You put that peak down. Alright, here's our little bunny. I would say this is a complete project. Got their flat side, not flat side. Ears lift up just a little bit on both sides. Eyes are cute, nice and red. Oh, there's a little stray red fiber on the face. You just get that out. Can't have that. Can't have stray fibers. I can reach it. There we go. Let me just put the rest of the fibers back in place. All done. I'd say this is a stream complete. Project complete. And stream, I guess. Yeah. So I'm doing like one project per stream. So, or one or less projects per stream, depending on how long a project takes. Anyways, I call this done, and I'll see you guys next time. So, bye bye. Y'all have a nice day.